Hey, I'm trying to do a quick video, right? You ever hear anybody say, there is no shame in my game? You know, as if that phrase gives them the right to do anything they want to do. No, uh, no, no conscience whatsoever. They don't have to be accountable, no conscience about ever. They're just like, as if that gives them the right of way to passage to do anything they want. Ain't no shame in my game. You know, they could be doing who knows what. And then to say that there is no shame in your game as if that makes it okay. Okay? There should be some shame in your game. I mean, to say that there is absolutely no shame in your game. I mean, there should be some shame. I mean, at least 10% shame, you know. Have at least like some shame, 5% shame, you know. A little bit of shame, a couple of sprinkles of shame. You know, it should be some shame in your game. Let me relate this to something in the Bible. Adam and Eve, as soon as they ate the apple, the first thing that they did, the first thing when their eyes got open and they got knowledge of power, good and evil, they realized they were naked and they were ashamed, you know, and then they ran. So that means if you have some knowledge of good and evil, you should have some good sense that go tell you, damn, I'm naked. I should be ashamed of myself. But, you know, for people to say they ain't got no shame, that's kind of psychopathic if you ask me. It's supposed to be some good sense that triggers, okay, a little bit shame. I mean, I've done some things that I tried to do good and wound up coming out wrong that I'm ashamed of that, you know. I should have some shame, you know. I mean, there's a few things I'm still ashamed of that I did when I was a kid. Not ashamed of, but I know I was a kid and I know it didn't come out right and you know, I'm sorry for it. It didn't work, you know. It should be some shame, you know. You know, let me tell you another instance in the Bible where the first thing Adam did when he saw Eve, God take his bone and made a woman, okay? And so he took his bone and he said, wow, flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone, meaning this is exactly made for me. You know, a woman being exactly compatibly made for a man. Bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, okay? It works, okay? And so the first thing he said, therefore a woman should leave, a man should leave his mother and father, a family, okay? That meant there were other people around, okay? At the time this was going down, you know? And he said, so a man should leave his family and cling to his wife, and there shall be no shame between them. Now that was before the apple. Okay, so basically, Adam was saying is like to get rid of your shame, you have to be married. Okay, so marriage has everything to do with getting rid of your shame. It used to be a time when family members, like if a woman got pregnant, you know, to not bring shame on the family, she would get married. No matter what. You had to marry the woman. You could not disgrace a young girl and leave her unmarried. Matter of fact, when a woman out of wedlock, matter of fact, when the Virgin Mary, when she got pregnant, you know, when she had this child by God, you know, she was having this immaculate conception. One thing that Joseph wouldn't do, he wouldn't, out her. He wouldn't out her. He was like, okay, you know what, she pregnant, I'm gonna marry her and then, slip her off on the side, so that she don't be disgraced and her whole family be disgraced. That's to cover the shame. So he married her to cover the shame. you know. But then God came to him as an angel and told him, look, you know, she's the real deal, you know, so you don't have to be ashamed of her. Okay, so there should be this element of shame is there in certain situations. Like I said, when Adam and Eve ate the apple, the first thing that hit them is like, oh, we naked. This is a damn shame. You know. Now I'm not talking about if you on the beach, okay, or if you at home or whatever. You know, you know, if you an adult and you know, you're amongst other adults and, you know, you got, you know, y'all dressed kind of skimpy, you know. That's a little bit different, you know. But, you know, personally, me, you know, I like looking at beautiful women, you know. But the fact of the matter is that, you know, if you saw a person walking down the street and they were completely naked, you know, you would know that there's something ain't right about them. You know, if they dressed up, if everybody is dressed up and they naked, you know that there's something. You know, you go on a job, you know, with your things hanging out, you know, your boobs hanging out. It's not gonna fly. You know, it's a certain time and place for it. You know, so what I'm saying is that marriage has a lot to do with resolving the shame of that when it comes to sex and nakedness and all that stuff, you know. And so this is the core reason why a lot of people, because really it's never been, when has there ever been a case where people have ever said, two lovers say, well, you're already lovers, right? And there's nothing stopping you from being together. I'm talking about normal heterosexuals, right? Normal sex, you know. Oh, I want to be married, you know. I want to be married, you know. I want to be, if I can't be happy with you unless you know, people have been shacking up for years, you know. And some people, it don't bother them at all, you know, only unless you go to church and then the preacher tell you, you know, it's a sin to just be shacking up, right? So, you know, they talk about Christians and the Bible. The Bible is worse on people who care about the Bible than it is on people who don't give a darn about it, you know. So anyway, a lot of people want to get rid of their shame by getting married. And the problem is that it's not going to go away, you know, because you got married and if it's a sin, you know. John the Baptist, literally, the problem where he got jailed and got executed, the reason is there were two people married, Herod and his brother's wife, you know, who weren't supposed to be married. So that shame never left them just because they got married. So people who think that doing this is going to get rid of their shame, if you ain't already happy, it's not going to change just because you got married. You know, people going to still look and know that something is wrong. They're going to see a man and a man with a little kid, and they both talking about we the both fathers and hugged up, and there's still going to be something wrong, you know. So what I'm saying is, as I understand, I don't particularly believe in civil marriage and stuff like that, civil unions and stuff. I don't think that they should condone it. I mean, why take something that ain't right and push it into arena that it doesn't belong? It should never. Homosexual is never suitable for any kind of marriage or civil union. If that's something y'all want to do, then that's your business. Nobody can stop you. But definitely has nothing to do with promoting it and trying to make it a better situation for you to do something that's wrong. Quite honestly, I think a lot of the problem is people don't really talk about what's really going on and real stuff. You know, people say that we're just born homosexuals, as if homosexuals are only, dealing with homosexuals. They're not. They go after straight people all the time, every day, in all kind of situations. So this is not a case where, homosexuals are just going to be, they trying to recruit as many people as possible, and they trying to recruit your children, and this is one way they're trying to do it. So they're not ever going to be happy until they deal with the root of the problem, which happens to be their homosexuality. And I'm sure if you go to God, He will have an answer for you. I'm not going to tell you what I think it is or anything, but not everybody who's homosexual wants to get married. There are a lot of people who are homosexual who know better, who have the good sense not to even try it. They wouldn't dare think of bringing that in front of God, or going to a church or trying to, commit to this. So God bless you all. Love you all. Just trying to be real, and that's that. Ain't no shame, baby. Ain't no shame.